Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar about ClickDimensions and streamlining your marketing efforts inside of Microsoft Dynamics 365. My name is Ashley Brower. I work with Columbus Global in helping their customers market more effectively inside of their existing CRM systems. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start in a couple of PowerPoint slides so I can explain how ClickDimensions connects in with CRM. And then from there, we'll just jump on into a live environment. I'll show you around the features and functionalities and everything like that. So ClickDimensions is email marketing and marketing automation built exclusively for Microsoft Dynamics 365. We're not a standalone tool. We don't even have our own platform or database or anything like that. We actually just live inside of the CRM system. So it's everything from your email marketing to who's on your website, forms, surveys, posting out to social media, automating all of that, just right there in your CRM system. So the way things traditionally work is you have a CRM system and then you go out and you get all these different marketing tools, and that's great because you have the ability to do what you need to do. It kind of checks all your, wish list requirements. But the problem with the traditional sense is that everything is siloed data. It's all on its own platforms. You're having to jump in and out of different databases and user interfaces and import and export this data back and forth just to try to get a report of what you're doing with your marketing. Whereas with ClickDimensions, we've just made it very simple by taking everything and plugging it directly into your CRM system in one place. That way you'll have a 360-degree view of every contact in your CRM's behaviors, actions, interests, things like that. So the way it works is you'll never actually have to leave Dynamics in order to do anything with ClickDimensions. So you'll build out your emails, your forms, your campaigns, you'll trigger those campaigns all from within the CRM system. So an email will go out, it'll deliver to the recipient, and then we'll take all of the reportings and analytics like the opens, clicks, unsubscribes, website visits, all of that, and we'll push that data back into Dynamics. And then this right-hand column over here just shows that you're going to create a CNAME. Just means that we will never brand on anything that you own or send out. Everything will look like it's coming from you, not from us. So we'll go ahead and jump on into a live environment. So this is Dynamics 365. So this is the classic version of Dynamics, but we also work in the new unified interface of Dynamics. So either interface that you have, ClickDimensions, is fully compatible. So you can see we're just right here in CRM with some familiar entities that you may be used to. So contacts, leads, accounts, marketing lists, those type of things. So we'll be talking a lot about those entities today. So anytime I mention a contact or a lead or a marketing list, I'm not referencing this special entity within ClickDimensions. I'm actually just talking about that core Dynamics functionality that we take and enhance. So we'll start in email templates, but as you can see, ClickDimensions is living inside of Dynamics. There's no separate login or anything, and we've built ClickDimensions around Dynamics. So the look and feel is very simple, very easy, and very familiar. But I'll start in our drag and drop editor. So we have a really, really nice, easy to use drag and drop editor. Makes building and creating emails very simple without having any HTML coding. We do have HTML editors as well, but really great place to start because you're building templates here. So you can recycle these, reuse them at any point in time. You don't have to start from scratch each and every time you build out an email. But as you're building and editing, you can drag and drop over what you're looking for. So images, text, buttons, spacers, social sharing, social links. You can even drag over just a block of HTML. So maybe you didn't want the whole email to be HTML coded, but maybe you have, really custom header or something that you want, to be special and perfect, and you just want to pull over that code. You could just copy and paste that in here. You can even save these sections, which is really nice. That way you can actually reuse these sections in different email templates. So not only can you save the template as a whole, but you can save the bits and pieces. So headers, footers, things you're always going to reuse. But for other types of content, so if I want an image, just drag and drop it. I can change the layout of this email template at any point in time. I'm never married to it. So if I want that to be, 3 columns, great. This is now a 3-column template. I can change up the column distribution here, all without having any HTML coding, which is great. Just allows you to create really flexible layout designs. Now, when I'm ready for an image, I'll just come in here to our image manager. We can host and organize them into little folders, subfolders, make them easy to organize and find by campaign and all of that. So I could just come in, grab the image I was hoping for, pulls right in. Now, if you get this image in here and it doesn't look quite how you thought it would, you can see my spacing is a little messy here. I want to clean that up. There's a full photo editor right here in the system. So if I want to crop it, resize it, draw on it, add special effects, stickers, frames, I can do all of that right in here without having to leave the template itself. And then I can just save that, and it saves a copy of that image, doesn't rewrite the original, and it'll just re-render itself here. Now for text, free text type, whatever I want to pull into this template, type up all my wonderful, beautiful text. But I can also pull in data from Dynamics into this email in order to personalize it further. So I can pull in any field that is on the contact, lead, account, or owner entity within Dynamics. So any field in any of those entities. So easy example that everyone will use at some point or another is the first name, pulls in the first name of the person I'm sending this to. So really nice way to make someone feel like they're getting this targeted special email just for them when really it's being sent to a mass list. Now, what you can also do to take that a step further is you can actually personalize what someone is seeing in an email template based on a set of criteria that you select. So advanced dynamic content. So what you do is you just select the section that you're wanting to dynamically change. You can come in here, add condition, and that could be anything that is on the contact or the lead. So maybe I wanted to come in here and, I wanted, if this equals country, United Kingdom. So maybe I wanted to sort by region, and I wanted, based on different regions to receive different pieces of this email. I could hit save. And so that way, anyone who was listed in our CRM that lives in the United Kingdom, they would see this block. Whereas maybe this one here, I could come in, add condition, and maybe this one is Ireland. Could come in and do the exact same thing for here. And then that way I can send one email to one marketing list, and it will actually personalize based on who's receiving this. So lots of creative things you can do there. We can also add in lots of other types of content. So website URLs, email addresses, phone numbers, files. If you want to pull in any PDFs, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, those white papers, things like that, those are great. We'll talk about them in just a bit, but we do have forms, surveys, and landing pages. So if you want to pull in a customer satisfaction survey, you can come in, grab the survey you want, insert the link, and now that's a quick, easy link for someone to come and fill out a survey within ClickDimensions and give you their feedback. Now, after May of last year, GDPR kicked in. So the most important part of any email that you will send is the unsubscribe link. So with ClickDimensions, there are a couple of ways to do it. So you can have a global unsubscribe where you're opting out of all forms of communication, or you can actually create a subscription management page and give people options of things that they can opt in or out of. Now, you design the pages, you pick the options, but it would be a page that looks something like this, where someone could come and check what they're wanting to opt in or out of. Now, what's really great about that is you're really segmenting out who wants to receive what types of content, so you can do a little more targeted marketing. But as someone starts selecting their options and their preferences, it's going to update Dynamics. It's going to update that lead or contact in Dynamics and their preferences, and it's going to update the marketing list that they sit on. So a really, really big driver for ClickDimensions is when someone opts out, they're not opting out of this third-party platform, which then you technically need to still take that opt-out and import and export it into CRM. This is just updating one system with your compliance, your opt-ins, your opt-outs in one single place and doing it for you. So really nice way to streamline that subscription management while also gathering people's preferences. So that is the basics of just kind of building out an email template with ClickDimensions. You can, of course, test and preview it. So if you wanted to just get a general desktop mobile preview, these little boxes over here are the conditional formats that I put in. But I could also run an inbox preview, which will render the email on over 40 different mobile and web-based clients, showing you exactly what it'll look like across all devices. Come in, check it out, make sure it looks good. Now you can also just send a quick test email to yourself or your colleague, make sure it renders appropriately in your own personal inbox. And then what it'll actually do is run a spam test on this email. So ClickDimensions is a lot of work on the back end for deliverability to make sure that your emails are getting delivered. Now, we also put in checks for you to do a little check yourself. Just make sure you're not creating spam content. So if this says passed, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's good to go. Now, if that said failed, you would want to pay attention to the spam score. And this is where that spam score is coming from. And then you'd want to go in, change some of these items up, come back, rerun the test until it said passed, and send it out. Now, like I mentioned, we do have some HTML editors as well, which is really great. But any way you create it, after you create your template, you probably want to send it. So with ClickDimensions, we can send emails a ton of ways. So we can send them in bulk, which is what I'll start with here first. You can send them as a one-off to someone. You can send them using a CRM workflow. So if maybe this field changes on the contact record and I automatically want to send this email, you can send them as a one-off to someone, and you can also send them in an automation, which we'll get into. But bulk way first, I'll just pick the email template I want to use. And then who do I want the email to come from? Do I want it to come from the record owner? So who owns the relationship with that person in Dynamics? Or I can just type in whatever name or email address that I want to here. And then when do I want it to send? So immediately, or do I want to schedule it to go out on a specific date and time? So, a lot of people will want to send out maybe a holiday email. They're not working on a holiday, they can go ahead, preset this up before they send it out, and it'll be good to go. And they don't have to worry about it while they're out of office. Now, the best part, remember earlier I mentioned marketing lists. So these are the same Dynamics CRM marketing lists. And because we are still in Dynamics, there is no import-export process. All you have to do is type in the name of the list that you're wanting to send this email to, and it'll pull right in. Now, we do have split A/B test options. So if you're having a hard time deciding between two different subject lines or who the email should come from or two different email templates altogether, you can specify your strategy A, your strategy B, pick a percentage that you're wanting to test on, and then how do you want that winning strategy to be selected? Do you want it to be selected automatically based on unique opens or clicks after a certain amount of hours, days, or weeks? Or do you want to go based on instinct? Hey, I personally think that A was better. We're going to send out A to a majority. Either way you do it, what it's doing is it's just making sure that you are sending the best possible email out to a majority of the recipients. Now, after we send it, we probably want to see some statistics. So ClickDimensions has a number of out-of-the-box reports, which I'll run through. But if there's anything that you want to see that you don't see that we provide out of the box, remember, this information is just flowing back into Dynamics as CRM data points. So it's all queryable using CRM's advanced find query tool. So you can build out whatever views and dashboards and charts that you want to, and create your own reports. But overall performance, so these general marketing KPIs, your interacted rates, your bounce rates, your unsubscribes, your clicks, your opens, how is this email performing? Email clients will show you the top devices that are being used to open the email. You can see if they are desktop or mobile. Now, conversion rates is where it starts to get exciting because it's tracking back what web activity you have going on because this email was sent out. So is anyone visiting the website because of this email? Is anyone filling out any forms or giving you survey feedback because of this email? So what web activity is going on? Because this email was sent. Heat map, everyone's favorite, just shows exactly where people are clicking in this email, what links are working, which ones aren't. But then a click report will actually break down each link in this email, link by link, and then person by person who's clicking. So that way you can see exactly who's interested in what topic and mark it from there. Now there's every open, every click, every unsubscribe, every bounce. Remember, you can create your own, views and dashboards and charts and things like that. And it's really nice because, like I said, the reporting is pretty limitless on this by using those query tools in CRM. Now, everything posts back to an individual lead or contact in Dynamics. So on your CRM contact record with all of your CRM data that you hold on someone, everything about ClickDimensions is also pulling back in here as well. So I could come in and say, okay, what emails have I sent them and how many times are they opening, clicking, unsubscribing? What are their subscription preferences? Have they filled out any forms or given us survey feedback? What are they looking at on the website, page by page and second by second? And you could pull any of these details down to the contact forms themselves, but this is giving you a full 360-degree view of everything that this person is interacting with, interested in. And that way you can take that information and market to them smarter. So I'm going to jump into PowerPoint for one quick slide so I can talk about web tracking. So ClickDimensions has a tracking script that you can place on the footer of your website. So when someone comes to your website, ClickDimensions is going to query your CRM system and see if they're a known visitor in Dynamics. If they are a known visitor, great. We're just going to associate their visit history with their existing lead or contact. If they are not known, we're going to create this anonymous visitor record so we can start tracking their page views and visit histories before we know who they are, because we're hoping to one day find out who they are. Now, ways to become a known visitor is if they click on a link in an email that you send, or fill out a form or a survey and give you their information. So once they've done that, we would identify them in Dynamics as a lead or a contact, and we'll actually push any previous anonymous visitor history into this new known leader contact record. So that way you know what John Gordon was up to on the website, even before we had identified who John Gordon was. Now, ways that is useful, I already mentioned, you are able to see page by page, second by second, what is someone looking at on your website? What are they interested in? This is a huge, powerful sales tool to be able to come in and see exactly what someone's looking at, so that way you can tailor your conversations and communications with that person around what you are seeing that they're interested in. Now, it's also great on a larger level as well. So you could, see how are people getting to your website? So are they coming via email? Are they coming via social sites, search engines? So what is their referring host? You can also sort it by individual page views as well. So if you have a really good, indicator of a lead on your website, book an appointment, contact us, pricing, whatever it may be, you can pull a view just on that specific page and see everyone that's hitting that page. Now, if they're blank in the leader contact space, like these people right here, we're still tracking who they are because we're not sure who they are yet, but then these people are known. So we're able to see exactly who are these people? Where are they coming from in the world? What are they looking at? How long are they looking at it for? And it's all pulling right here into your CRM system and trying to identify who these people are. So ways to become a known visitor is if we click on a link in an email that you send, or fill out a form or a survey and give you their information. So once we've done that, then we can pull them into CRM. But forms are a really, really powerful tool, because when someone fills it out, looks at Dynamics, sees if we already have them in Dynamics. If we do, great, it just associates itself to that existing leader contact. Now, if we don't have them in Dynamics, we can actually have them created as a new visitor, as a lead or a contact. That way, it's pulling those people automatically into your CRM system, because a lot of form submissions, they just go to an inbox that someone then has to go check the CRM system, see if they're in there, upload that person into Dynamics or manually create them, maybe manually notify someone to reach out, or this will just do it all for you. Now you can put them on a website, you can put them on a landing page, in an email, wherever you want, but you build these out because depending on what kind of form it is, you're going to ask for different things, but you'll just create fields. So, what are you looking for here? Maybe I'm looking for an email address. And then I can have a field type. So email, text, money, list, date, time, checkbox, all of that. And then I just drag and drop over whatever I'm wanting to be on this particular form. Now I can make some fields required. I can put in a caption bar to prove I'm not a robot. But the best part about these is that they are call to action. So what do you want to happen because someone fills out this form? Do you want to send them an autoresponder thanking them for their inquiry, letting them know someone will be in touch shortly? Maybe depending on the kind of inquiry it was, or maybe they're signing up for your newsletter marketing list. You want to add them to that marketing list. That way, the next time you send out your newsletter, they're on it and good to go. Maybe you want to send a team notification to the sales team saying, hi, hot new lead, someone reach out. They just submitted an inquiry. Maybe you even want to put a task activity in CRM for them to give them a call, strike while it's hot. So lots of good things you can do here with these, but it's just amazing because it's making you aware of every single form submission coming into your system so your team can follow up with it as quickly and appropriately as possible. So many times marketing does all this hard work to drive people to the website, but what good are those leads if no one knows about them? So we also have a survey builder, looks just like that. The only difference between surveys and the forms is surveys ask questions instead of have fields. So you would just come in, design them. You can make them on multiple pages. You just create questions. So rating 1 to 10, radio, checkbox, text area, list, text box, all of that good stuff. And then they do have skip logic as well. So if you have a question that's, how happy are you 1 to 10? If they answer a 1 to a 6, it's not great. So maybe we just send them to a question that asks for improvement suggestions. Whereas maybe if they answer a 7 to a 10, we skip them to a question that asks, thank you so much for your valued feedback. Tell us why you love us so much. Just a nice way to gather how someone is feeling about, your company and the services they have with you or your products or whatever it may be. And it's pulling that back into CRM because any form or survey that gets filled out, remember, identifies who that person is, pulls it into Dynamics. So I could see here's Joel, Joel's questions, Joel's answers. How does Joel feel? But I can also run a survey report and see how it's performing as a whole. So overall, are people happy? What are we doing great? Maybe what do we need to work on? But it's giving you all of this feedback and insight back into Dynamics and onto that specific leader contact record. So we can automate all of this a bit further with our campaign automation builder. So campaign automation is nurture or drip marketing taken up about 1,000 notches. What it does is it allows someone to flow down different paths based on their interactions. So it is drag and drop, so it's very easy to use. The red triggers are how someone can be entered into one of these. And then the blue actions are what you can do while you're here. There's some wait timer options as well. So lots of different options here. Now there's so many different things you can do with them. We have built some out of the box templates for some key use cases that we see a lot. So if maybe you want to put in a double opt-in, great. We've built the flow and then you just have to go plug in your own content. But you can also start these from scratch and create your own campaigns. So these are great for lead nurturing. Maybe you have a marketing list of some old cold leads that you want to try to reactivate and you want to send them an email. Just trying to generate some interest here. From there, you can take it a step further and check if they're interacting with this email. So email interactions can be clicks or opens. So maybe if they're clicking, great, we want to, notify a sales rep and we're going to have a task to give them a call. Let's strike while it's hot. They're showing they're interested, so let's give them a call. But if they're not doing what I'm looking for here, so they're not clicking on that email, they're going to go down this red path. So maybe just we wait a week or a day or a month, however long you want, and we'll just send them another email. We'll see if they interact with that one. And if they do, we'll give them a call. So really, really great. Like I said, for people to kind of flow down these own custom paths, it's getting people involved when they need to be at a certain point, but it's automating all of this. So you don't have to say, oh, this person clicked on an email, now what? Oh, this person, filled out a form, now what? This is just doing it for you. They are great for, cross-sell, upsell. They're great for customer onboarding campaigns, but there's a lot of other triggers in here as well. So maybe you have a marketing list of, people you're wanting to fill out your customer satisfaction survey. If you run a quarterly or annual survey, you can create a follow-up process for that as well. So have your marketing list to your customers. You want to send them an email with the link to a survey. You can have that, if that survey is submitted, great, positive path, or maybe we just send them a thank you email or something. Or maybe we even notify their account manager that they have successfully submitted the survey. But if they don't, once again, you can send them this kind of reminder. So many things that you can do with these, but it is automating these processes in the background while you focus on other initiatives that maybe you can't automate. So really powerful tool there. Now, we also have a social posting tool. So this is a pretty light, basic social posting tool. What it does is it allows you to post out to your social media profiles just directly from your CRM system. So it's for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you would just come in here, you would pick the profile that best reflected this post or that you wanted to post to, type up your wonderful, beautiful post here. I always encourage a hyperlink, and I'll tell you why in a second, but maybe you're trying to drive someone to, this new white paper on your website that you have, or whatever campaign this is. Hyperlinks are great. Then just come into your local library, pick an image that just best reflects this post. You can even edit the image here if you'd like, and then pick when you want this to send. So immediately, or once again, you can schedule it on a certain date or time. So maybe it's, next Wednesday at, 2 p.m. This is when I want this to go out. Just go ahead, set that up, and I'll share this out. Now, when I hit share, it's going to post my beautiful post to my social profile that I selected. But if I put a hyperlink in here and someone starts clicking on that hyperlink, we're going to pull that back into Dynamics as a social click. So that way I'm able to see, oh, I posted about this event coming up, or I posted about this white paper and I got 50 clicks. It's so great. So it'll track back those link clicks. Now, it also works alongside our web tracking to where if we've previously identified who that person is via our web tracking, and then they click on a social post, we're able to see, here's James. James clicked on this post. So really, really nice, because just like we can see, oh, we sent James this email and he opened it, we're able to see James clicked on this particular social post and it's posting back to his leader contact record. Now, if we hadn't previously identified James, it would pull in as anonymous. So the fact that someone had clicked and just pull right into Dynamics. So there is a lot going on here between forms and surveys and emails and social posts and these campaign automations and all of that good stuff. So we have put together a marketing calendar, which will give you a full view of everything you have going on in a given month, week, day. You can filter it, by, what type of activity you're looking for. But you could come in, you could see what's going on here on a given day, make sure everything's good. Once again, you could kind of dive in deeper and see when these things are going on. But what this is doing is it's making sure that the activity that you're pushing out is reflecting your marketing strategy. So maybe I have, too many emails in the first half of the month, but not enough in the bottom half of the month. Well, is that my strategy? If it is, then perfect. I'm doing exactly what I'm hoping to. But maybe if it's not my strategy, then I need to kind of spread those emails out a little bit more throughout the month. Or maybe I have 2 social posts going out at the exact same time that I accidentally scheduled. This is a way to see overall the picture of what you're pushing out to your audience and make sure that it aligns with what you're looking to do. So really, really nice view here in the calendar. And then all of this can track back to a CRM campaign. So obviously, as we see in the marketing calendars, there's a lot of activities going on here, but it all goes back to a campaign, because when you're creating a campaign and you're wanting to start this new, marketing strategy, you don't just send one email and that's the whole campaign. or just have one form or one social post. It's likely a combination of those items working together to create a whole campaign, and this is the way that you can do that. So out of the box with Dynamics, you can associate things like marketing lists, so who are you looking to target, activities, phone calls, notes, all of that good stuff, but you can also tie in all of our features as well. So I could see, okay, what emails did I send out because of this campaign? Has that generated any visits to the website? Has anyone filled out any forms or given them survey feedback? Do we have any campaign automations? Did we post about it on social media and did anyone care to click? So you're able to see everything that you're doing for this campaign in one single place. And of course, it's all tracking back into Dynamics. So that is a lot of what ClickDimensions does. It's all tightly integrated into Dynamics because the point is to connect your different teams that use Dynamics together and for a lot of different departments to get some use out of the data that marketing has generated, which is great. Now, if you have any further questions, please reach out to your rep at Columbus Global. They'll be happy to answer anything. Or if you want to get on a more personalized call and talk about your own use cases and scenarios, reach out to your Columbus Global rep and they will certainly set that call up with you. But I appreciate your time today.